Warm greetings from the high 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. This is part 3 of the shenanigans pertaining to Willie Wonka Smith, Wilhelmina, the punk that decided to hit Chris Rock in the face Sunday night at the Oscars. I have more commentary to bring to you. Chris Rock's brother has spoken. Wanda Sykes has spoken. Many other stars have spoken. I'm going to bring you that said commentary during this live. I'm also going to bring you commentary pertaining to the Academy Awards board of directors and their said commentary pertaining to what they plan to do with Willy Wonka. Yeah, we're going to call him Willy Wonka because he wants to be a clown ass and wants to be a child, so we're going to give him a childish name. I'm also going to address innuendos pertaining to the G.I. Jane theory, something I didn't really touch on because I didn't feel the need to, pertaining to homosexuality and gay women. I don't see the connection, but each person is entitled to his or her opinion pertaining to whatever. I'm also going to bring out about us Black folks sticking together and being divided on foolishness. I'm going to also talk about, yes, the races pertaining to this buffoonery. What else I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about whatever comes up. I'm the queen. I'm going to go there. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Myra, Flora May, and my mod. Thank you, mod, for joining me. 21 in the room. That's okay. I'm going to bring the bang irregardless. You all know how I rock. CNBC is the source. Will Smith asked to leave the 94th Annual Academy Awards ceremony Sunday after slapping presenter Chris Rock but refused. The organization behind the Oscars said its board of governors have initiated a disciplinary proceeding against Smith for violating group standards of conduct. During the board's meeting on April 18th, it will decide what action it will take, if any, including suspension or expulsion. Will Smith was asked to lead the 94th Annual Academy Awards ceremony Sunday after slapping presenter Chris Rock, but refused, according to a new statement from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Wednesday. The organization behind the Oscars said its board of governors have initiated a disciplinary proceeding against Smith for violating the group's standards of conduct, period. During the board's next meeting on April 18th, it will decide what action it will take, if any, including suspension, or expulsion. Mr. Smith's actions at the 94th Oscars were a deeply shocking, traumatic event to witness in person and on television, the Academy said in its statement. Mr. Rock, we apologize to you for what you experienced on our stage, and thank you for your resilience in that moment. We also apologize to our nominees, guests, and viewers for what transpired during what should have been a celebratory event. I concur. The incident occurred during the latter half of the ceremony when Rock told several jokes ahead of announcing the winner for Best Documentary. One joke was aimed at Jada Pinkett Smith's hair, which prompted her spouse Smith to march up to the stage and slap Rock. ABC cut out the mics, but uncensored international feeds picked up Smith yelling profanities at Rock. Interesting. For days, audiences have speculated why Smith was not removed from the ceremony after the altercation. It's unclear exactly how or when he was asked to leave, but ultimately he remained at the Dolby Theater and accepted the award for Best Actor later in the evening. The Academy says it recognizes we could have handled the situation differently. Wanda Sykes, who hosted the event alongside Amy Schumer and Regina Hall, told Ellen DeGeneres during a segment to be aired in April she didn't see the slap live but called the incident sickening, quote unquote. I physically felt ill and I'm still a little traumatized by it, she said. And for them to let him stay in that room and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this? This is just the wrong message. You assault somebody, you get escorted out of the building, and that's it. For them to let him continue, I thought it was gross. I also concur with that commentary. On Monday, Smith took to social media to formally apologize to Rock, calling his behavior unacceptable and inexcusable. He had previously apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees during his speech on Sunday. Rock is yet to address the incident, but will take his first public appearance Wednesday night, which is tonight, in Boston, where he's set to perform 2 back-to-back shows at the Wilbur Theater. The anticipation has sent second market tickets sales soaring. Read the full statement from the Academy. It reads as such. The Board of Governors today initiated disciplinary proceedings against Mr. Smith for violations of the Academy's standards of conduct, including inappropriate physical contact, abusive or threatening behavior, and compromising the integrity of the Academy. Don't I sound official? Yes, I do. Consistent with the Academy's standards of conduct, as well as California law, Mr. Smith is being provided at least 15 days' notice of a vote regarding his violations and sanctions, and the opportunity to be heard beforehand by means of a written response. At the next board meeting on April 18th, the Academy may take any disciplinary action, which may include suspension, permitted by the bylaws and standards of conduct. Mr. Smith's actions at the 94th Oscars were a deeply shocking, traumatic event to witness in person and on television. Mr. Rock, once again, as what I've already told you, we apologize to you for what you experienced on our stage, and thank you for your resilience in that moment. We also apologize to our nominees, guests, viewers, for what transpired during what should have been a celebratory event. Things unfolded in a way we could not have anticipated. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. CNBC is the source. So for that said information, which was very eloquently written, they have apologized, the Academy, to all those who attended, those who watched, those who presented, those who received awards, and those who were in the audience. They also, as I said, apologized to Mr. Chris Rock for his resilience during that moment, basically saying, we so damn glad you didn't tear the club up and chant. Amen. They are proceeding with disciplinary actions against Mr. Willy Wonka Smith. It will transpire by April 18th. He has so many days to write a written statement in response to the allegations, and we will see what happens. We will see if Mr. Smith will respond by writing. We will also see if he responds by tongue. Or will he go slap somebody else because he mad he got a letter in the mail? Come on with it, Queen. Here we go. That's the set information. And Miss Wanda Sykes has spoken in this commentary, basically saying it was gross that he was not escorted out. And I also agree with that. Why was he not escorted out? Very unprofessional behavior to be in there hitting people and then asked to leave, because I didn't think he was asked to leave, but I was not there. So this is the commentary. We will see if he will combat the accusation that, or the allegation that he was asked to leave. We will see if this is true or not, but who's going to tell the truth in this instance? But yes, to sit there and wait on your time to shine, your 5 minutes, was sure enough disrespectful. To just go on and sit there any damn way like you ain't done nothing. Absolutely nothing. My turn. Yeah, your turn again. You done hit somebody. Now you're waiting to see if you won an award, which you did. And you got your happy ass up there and didn't say nothing about your wife, alopecia, a disorder, what she going through, nothing. Clap chasing. We'll get to that when I'm done, because you know I'm going to be on one this evening. Thank you all so much for joining me. CNBC.com is the source. We're now going to go to Chris Rock. He's in Boston tonight. Give him hell. Give him hell, Chris. Give him hell, baby. Queen right here with you. Queen is right here with you.
In Boston for his first show since the Oscars. 12 News cameras caught him walking into the Wilbur Theater this afternoon. The comedian still has not commented publicly on the incident at the Oscars where Will Smith slapped him. Just a short time ago, the Oscars Board of Governors said they actually asked Smith to leave the ceremony Sunday night, but he refused. 12 News reporter Amanda Pitts is outside of the Wilbur Theater now with what fans are saying ahead of tonight's performance. Amanda.
Well, fans we spoke to say that they expect Chris Rock will address the slap that was heard around the world, but say that they hope that it's not the focus of his sets here in Boston. It is drawing people in, though. Tickets now could cost you over $1,000 a piece.
Woo.
Chris Rock arrived here at the Wilbur Theater in Boston around 4:30 this afternoon, making no comments to the media, kicking off night one of his 3 nights of sold-out shows here. Before that incident at the Oscars, tickets were going for about $50 to $70. Now the most expensive are over $1,000 a piece. Rock is here in Boston until Friday night before he kicks off his tour this weekend in New Jersey. We caught up with some fans who are attending tonight's shows. They got their tickets months ago and say they hope the unfortunate incident at the Oscars doesn't take up the whole night.
He did a very good job of how he handled himself after being assaulted on stage in front of thousands of people. I probably would have not reacted so professionally. I imagine he'll say something about it because it's on everybody's mind, but I hope that he has other material prepared and it doesn't dominate his performance.
Now, cameras are not allowed inside the Wilbur Theater for any of these performances, and if you are in the audience, you can't even have your phone out. You're asked to put them in secure pouches, and if you're caught with your phone out, you'll be kicked out of the theater. Live in Boston, Amanda Pitts, 12 News.
All right, that's that information. So he is performing tonight in Boston, Massachusetts. They're now saying 3 nights because I had read earlier 2 nights. We will see how that fares. We hope to get commentary pertaining to what he talked about. As this gentleman is speaking, he prays, or hopes rather, that the show will not be all about what happened at the Oscars. Well, he's a comedian and he can say what he want to say. So it's his night, it's his show. And as they used to say, it's my party. I can cry if I want to. Will Smith cried on Sunday. Hello. So if Chris Rock want to rock all night and talk bad about Willy Wonka, let him do it. Bye, Felicia. You can kindly remove yourself out of your seat. Ting! $1,000 to the highest bidder for tickets to see Chris Rock. Amen. All right. Queen giving the goods tonight. Thank you for joining me. We're going to go now to some more commentary pertaining to Chris Rock. Lord have mercy. And Willy Wonka. O.J. Simpson has something he wants to say. Shut up, Queen. Bringing you the goods. Fox News is the source. Source number 2. Oh, let's see what they talking about over here. Thank you for joining me. Well, they're not talking in that commentary. I'll just read it. All right. O.J. Simpson is giving his 2 cents about Will Smith's viral slap of Chris Rock at the Oscars. The former football star and actor, acquitted murder defendant and convicted armed robber, boy, they had to throw that in there, took to Twitter on Monday to share his thoughts on controversy. Simpson revealed he's currently in Delaware and has been surprised that more people have stopped him to ask his opinion on Smith's slap instead of recent modifications to the NFL's overtime rules. Hey, look, it was unfortunate. I think Will was wrong, Simpson says in his Twitter video. Shut up, y'all. Simpson was released from prison in October 2017 after serving 9 years for robbing 2 sports memorabilia collectors at gunpoint in 2007. He was granted early release for parole in December. Let me cut right there. Why do they always bring up people's past and what they done before they go in to tell you what they said? See, if you hadn't done anything bad or said anything bad, they just go straight into what you said. But because you done allegedly killed somebody, but yet you was found not guilty, then you robbed some people of your stuff that was sold because you owe the family money, civil money. Damn. They got to bring all of that up. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just telling you what they said. Shut up, everybody. Queen on one tonight. Don't pay me no mind. He was granted early release from parole in December. He was also previously acquitted in the trial for the 1994 murder of his wife and her friend. In his video, the former football pro went on to say he understands where Smith's frustration came from, given that he's been the butt of comedy jokes over the years. Look, I understand the feeling. In my life, I've been through a lot of crap. I was raising 3 young kids, and every comedian in the country had OJ routines, and don't think I wouldn't want to slap a couple of those guys. But you've got to accept it's human, Simpson, 74, continued. I didn't think it was all that egregious. I thought it was a semi-unfunny joke, but I don't know. I don't get it. I know this after what happened to me in Las Vegas. If I would have done that in front of a billion people watching around the world, they would have given me life without. I'm just saying, hey, take care, Simpson concluded with a laugh. Sounds like OJ. The exchange began when Rock took aim at Pinkett Smith's shaved head, saying, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane too. Can't wait to see it, all right? Rock's reference was made from the 1997 film G.I. Jane, starring Demi Moore, who shaved her head to portray a fictional Navy SEAL candidate. Pinkett Smith revealed in 2018 that she was diagnosed with alopecia. She has often discussed the challenges of hair loss on Instagram and other social media platforms. The joke missed badly. Smith walked onto the stage from his front row seat and took a swing at Rock with an open palm, generating a loud smack. Smith walked back to his seat and shouted for Rock to leave Pinkett Smith alone. Rock replied that he was just making a G.I. Jane joke, and Smith yelled back at him a second time. The moment shocked the Dolby Theater audience and viewers at home. On Monday, Smith publicly apologized to Rock, calling himself wrong. His full statement read, my behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line, and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There's no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to Williams' family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. Oh, I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. Negro bye. Smith's statement comes after the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences said it's launching a formal review into the altercation. Fox News is the source. I'm a good actress, am I not? I think I put on pretty damn well. Shit. Tyler Perry, please call me. I'm right here in East Tennessee. Need a role. We can give YouTube a break. Call the queen. I'm just saying. All right, everybody. That's my source. Fox News. Pertaining to OJ, I brought you information pertaining to what the Academy will be doing on the 18th. I brought you commentary also pertaining to Miss Wanda Sykes. She spoke also. Going to bring you what Chris Rock said to Wanda Sykes after the infamous slap to the face. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Also, be chatting. Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining me. 84 viewing. God is good. Upgrade to 5G at Met. All right. We don't want to talk about that. KHOU11 is the source. Oscars co-host Wanda Sykes said she felt it was gross that Will Smith was allowed to stay at the Academy Awards after he slapped Chris Rock. You assault somebody, you get escorted out the building, and that's it, Sykes stated during an appearance on the Ellen Show. Oh, and by the way, Wanda Sykes, I think you're my cousin. Just saying. Check the genealogy pool. Okay. Bad joke. I'm sorry. All right. She stated this during an appearance on the Ellen Show where she shared a firsthand account of one of the most shocking moments in Oscars history. Sykes also revealed she saw Rock at an after party and he apologized to her, explaining he was sorry. The onstage confrontation would overshadow all the work she and the other hosts put in. Sykes, a comedian herself, recounted to Ellen DeGeneres how she was walking from her trailer to the backstage area when the slap happened. Then she saw the aftermath on a monitor. I just saw Will leaving the stage and everything was quiet. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? And everyone was like, oh my God, Sykes described. Someone eventually showed Sykes the video of Smith walking on stage and slapping Rock after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett's shaved head, which is due to hair loss from alopecia. It was sickening. I physically felt ill and I'm still a little traumatized by it, Sykes recounted, adding she felt awful for her friend, Chris. And for them to let Will stay in that room and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this? This is just the wrong message. Hours later, after Smith won the Best Actor Oscar and show had wrapped up, Sykes ran into Rock at an after party. As soon as I walked up to him, the first thing he said was, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Why are you apologizing?" He was like, "It was supposed to be your night. You and Amy Schumer and Regina Hall were doing such a great job. I'm so sorry. This is not going to be about this," because that's who Chris is, Sykes described. As for what sort of punishment Smith should face, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has told members in a letter that it will take a few weeks to determine the appropriate action it will take in response to the incident. CNN and Variety both obtained the letter from Academy President David Rubin and CEO Dawn Hudson. The letter declares that the group's leadership was upset and outraged at Smith's actions overshadowed the celebration of many individuals in our community who did incredible work this past year. I also concur with that. The Academy's Board of Governors are reported scheduled to meet Wednesday evening as part of their annual post-Oscars review. It's expected the group will discuss the incident. One possible punishment that appears to be off the table is Smith losing the Best Actor Oscar. He won on Sunday, just minutes after the confrontation. Whoopi Goldberg, a member of the Academy's Board of Governors, said Monday on The View, "We're not going to take that Oscar from him. There will be consequences, I'm sure." In an Instagram post Tuesday morning, Pinkett Smith did not directly mention the Sunday night confrontation, but heavily alluded to the incident in a simple message that was just 11 words long. "This is the season for healing, and I'm here for it," she wrote. During his acceptance speech for Best Actor on Sunday, a tearful Smith apologized to the Academy for his actions earlier in the show, but also seemed to defend what he did and didn't mention Rock by name. On Monday evening, he issued a formal apology to the comedian, the Academy, and the viewers at home, saying he was out of line and that his actions are not indicative of the man I want to be. While Rock has yet to publicly address the incident on Wednesday night, which is tonight, he's scheduled to perform his first stand-up show since the Oscars. The Associated Press contributed to this report of KHOU 11 if you need verification. So in this set of information, Ms. Sykes has given her commentary of her after-the-fact conversation with Mr. Rock. He apologized that what happened overshadowed she and Amy Schumer's and Miss Regina Hall's public appearance as women presenters. And that's true, because it is an honor to be a woman presenting at the Oscars and also an African-American female presenting at the Oscars. And Willy Wonka made sure to F all that up for everybody presenting, everybody that won, everybody that went there to have a good damn time. You just had to be that black person to go up there and show your black ass. Well, I hope you're satisfied. I just hope you're satisfied. That's all I got to say. That's the set information, everybody. So I brought you commentary about Chris Rock performing in Boston tonight. O.J. Simpson's comments on the situation, feeling that it was wrong for what Will did. He is saying that it was wrong. Wanda Sykes' commentary that she feels it was sickening that he was allowed to stay in the auditorium, which I agree. And what message is that sending to the general public? I also agree. And also, oh, Lordy, catch my breath. The Academy will be making a decision on what to do about Willy Wonka's position with the Academy. But as Whoopi Goldberg has spoken, she is one of the board's members, the board of governors, they ain't taking away the Oscar. This is what she said to the public on Monday. Frankly, I do believe they need to go on and take all of it. Just take it. Because you have to make a mockery out of some people. And I believe he's that some people. Because as somebody said, finding him won't do nothing. He got money. Okay, well, you take that Oscar away and ban him, he will feel like a shitty person. Even in his mind, if he still believes what he did was right, the fact that you don't got that Oscar and you can't show your ass back up at that ceremony, you're going to feel some type of way. You may never tell nobody, but oh boy, you're going to feel some type of way. We will see what happens with Willy Wonka. All right. Chris Rock's brother reacts to Will Smith's apology for the Oscars slap. Access is the source. Thank you for joining me.
Rock's brother isn't here for Will Smith's apology. Tony Rock shared his thoughts on the King Richard star expressing regret for slapping Chris on stage at the 2022 Oscars. In a series of tweets on Tuesday night, Tony made it clear that he hasn't moved on from the incident and is, quote, waiting for Will to speak directly with Chris. When asked if he approves of Will's mea culpa, Tony offered a simple and straightforward no and denied reports that the pair has reconciled. Will shocked the Dolby Theater audience and millions of at-home viewers when he took a swing at Chris during Sunday's live broadcast, following the comedian's quip about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. The Red Table Talk host has alopecia and has been open about the challenges of her condition. Minutes later, Smith accepted the Best Actor Oscar for his performance in King Richard. Though there's still debate about whether Chris knew about Jada's illness or not, Tony went on to remind followers that the comedy's superstar previously directed a documentary exploring the Black community's relationship with hair, writing, "Be sure to watch Good Hair since the narrative is now changed to all my bro does is disrespect women of color." Chris has yet to speak publicly about what happened, but Will reflected on the incident in an Instagram statement earlier this week, calling his behavior, quote, unacceptable and inexcusable, explaining that he understands he's going to be a punchline target, but hearing Jada called out crossed the line for him, and he, quote, reacted emotionally, saying in part, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us."
As says Hollywood is the source. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'm now going to play you some more commentary pertaining to this outrageous situation that took place in Hollywood on Sunday. Thank you for joining me. Chris Rock's brother is not on board with the apology, and I don't blame him. I think it was bland and lame and PR written, and it came 20 hours after the fact. It was not mentioned during the acceptance speech. It was all about Willy Wonka. It wasn't about, hey, I messed up, I'm sorry, bad night, hey, I love my wife. I don't want nobody talking bad about my wife. That's all you had to say. All right, everybody. Going to bring you the next subject matter. ABC7 is the source. Will Smith refused to leave the Oscars after slapping Chris Rock. He broke conduct code. Lord have mercy. Pray for us. Just pray for us.
Dear MS, from day
sorry
one,
about that.
you've tried to define me.
Sorry about that.
Just in about what the Academy did immediately after the slap. Our Josh Haskell.
Bad egg.
With the
That's funny.
breaking details. Josh.
And Mark, we're also learning that disciplinary proceedings have been initiated against Will Smith by the Academy. And that important new detail that you mentioned at the top, that the Academy is saying that they, in fact, did ask Will Smith to leave the ceremony after he slapped Chris Rock, and that Will Smith refused. The Academy also recognizing that they could have handled things differently. Will Smith's actions Sunday night at the Oscars aren't fading away into award show history. Many, including host Wanda Sykes, still upset about what she saw and the lack of action.
I physically felt ill, and I'm still a little traumatized. And for them to let him
Wanda
stay
Smith.
in that
Wanda
room
Sykes, excuse me.
and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this? This is just the wrong message. You know, like, you assault somebody, you get escorted out the building.
The Academy's Board of Governors is prepared to take what they call appropriate action. Academy board member Whoopi Goldberg says they won't take away Will Smith's Oscar.
There are consequences.
Yeah.
There are big consequences.
There has to be.
Well, yeah, because nobody is okay with what happened. Nobody.
They could choose to do nothing. They could choose to reprimand Will Smith privately. They could reprimand him publicly. They could kick him out of the Academy. They could suspend him. I think that the Academy's in a difficult position, right? I think they're in a position where perhaps they don't want to do nothing. But if they overplay their hand or they reprimand him too hard, there could be a backlash there as well, because they've got their own issues that they have to deal with.
Former Los Angeles District Attorney Steve Cooley tells Eyewitness News celebrities are not subject to a different set of laws than the rest of us.
He committed a crime. So it's up to the city attorney to decide whether or not this crime should be prosecuted or not. There is a benefit to a criminal prosecution. It sends a message to others who are out there. You will be held accountable for your crimes. It might be very helpful to Mr. Smith if he is placed on probation in order to attend anger control classes.
And someone we have yet to hear from following Will Smith's apology, Chris Rock, who will perform 6 sold-out shows starting tonight in Boston, where ticket sales have exploded since Sunday's slap on the Oscars stage. And we're hearing from another comedian, Jim Carrey, saying that striking another human being is wrong. No response yet from Will Smith to the Academy, saying that he refused to leave the ceremony. This story far from over. Live in Hollywood, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
John, hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7.
All right, everybody, that's ABC 7 News. Thank you for joining me. So I brought you commentary pertaining to the Academy, that they will be meeting on April 18th to make a decision on what they're going to do with Mr. Willy Wonka Smith, Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina. What they gonna do with Wilhelmina? Commentary pertaining to apology to Chris from the Academy, apology to the public. Brought you commentary of Wanda Sykes speaking. I've also brought you commentary in this live pertaining to Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother. He is not moved by the apology, and basically it said they're not talking made up. So that's why I tell you why you can't believe everything that you hear. So Puff Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puff Poof, Sugar Puff, Corn Puff, you should stay out of it because you didn't have a dog in the rice and you don't speak for grown men. That's coming from the Queen if you need to know who said it. Big Gov right here said it. All right. Boston Show is Chris Rock's first appearance since the slap at the Oscars. I believe I played that already, but I'll play it again so everybody can get a gist of what's going on with Chris Rock. He ain't stopping for nobody. He got bills to pay. He says, hey, gas is $6-7 out there in Hollywood. I got to eat. I got bills to pay and children to pay for. So I ain't worried about that slap because I'm still going to eat. $1,000 a show. Come on, Chris. Tell him I got bills to pay, baby. I ain't worried about you. This is WPRI 12 News. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans.
Is this the part where the mysterious guy with the hoodie kicks everybody's ass?
1 second. Hold on 1 second. Lord have mercy. Me and this button ain't working. I can pull this thing off. I do better holding this information in my hand. WPRI is the source. Thank you for joining me.
The focus of his sets here in Boston. It is drawing people in, though. Tickets now could cost you over $1,000 a piece. Chris Rock arrived here at the Wilbur Theater in Boston around 4:30 this afternoon, making no comments to the media, kicking off night 1 of his 3 nights of sold-out shows here. Before that incident at the Oscars, tickets were going for about $50 to $70. Now the most expensive are over $1,000 a piece. Rock is here in Boston until Friday night before he kicks off his tour this weekend in New Jersey. And we caught up with some fans who are attending tonight's shows. They got their tickets months ago and say they hope the unfortunate incident at the Oscars doesn't take up the whole night.
He did a very good job of how he handled himself after being assaulted on stage in front of thousands of people. I probably would have not reacted so professionally. I imagine he'll say something about it because it's on everybody's mind, but I hope that he has other material prepared and it doesn't dominate his performance.
Now, cameras are not allowed inside the Wilbur Theater for any of these performances, and if you are in the audience, you can't even have your phone out. You're asked to put them in secure pouches, and if you're caught with your phone out, you'll be kicked out of the theater. Live in Boston, Amanda Pitts, 12 News.
All right, everybody.
The on-stage
That's the
slap
said
will-
information. So I brought you several sources pertaining to the Academy apologizing to Chris Rock and the general public. Chris Rock's brother has spoken. He's not moved by the apology. Wanda Sykes' opinion, she felt like it was gross for him to still remain Willy Wonka inside of the auditorium, and that it sends a very bad message, which it does. Whoopi Goldberg has spoken saying that they will not take away the Oscar, but there will be other ramifications. He is now in Boston, Massachusetts, Chris Rock, to perform comedy shows till Friday, selling out at $1,000 a ticket. He's pressing forward, but he has not spoken publicly about the altercation, or basically the slap, rather, that took place in Hollywood, California on a live platform. What should happen to Willy Wonka? Should he be able to keep the Oscar, continue going to the ceremonies, being a voting member, if he is a member, or should he be barred? Also about your commentary that he was asked to leave. Is that true? Did the Academy ask Willy Wonka to leave the premises? Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans. I'm going to go ahead and give you my commentary. The actions of Willy Wonka Smith overshadowed the other presenters, which were women, Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and Regina Hall. 2 African-American women and a Caucasian woman were given the opportunity of a lifetime to be presenters at the Oscars, and you, sir, overshadowed that. It is also said that Denzel Washington presented, I believe, Samuel Jackson with an award. I believe that was said, or vice versa. And that was cut out because of all the shenanigans that transpired on Sunday. This is ridiculous. Why didn't you all air it? Why not? Foreign feeds aired the cuss words from Wilhelmina. Here in America, it was deleted. You never talked about your wife during your acceptance speech, Willy Wonka, which shows me you are a narcissist and you were clout chasing on Sunday. You cried, yet said it wasn't because you won the award. So what the hell were you crying for then? See, that was your opportunity to explain what happened with the slap. Forgive me, I'm human. I flipped out. My wife was upset. And I hit this man because I felt like he disrespected her. Even though I laughed. Yeah, you should have said that part. Yeah, I laughed because I did think it was funny, but she did not. And I hit this man in public, and I should not have, considering that we have so much black-on-black violence here in this country. I am a fool and a buffoon and a straight-ass clown. Forgive me, Chris Rock, the Academy, board members, presenters, nominees, attendees, and winners. My wife is suffering from this illness. She's been suffering with this illness for She's going through a lot, blah, blah, blah. I felt her pain. I saw her face. I saw she was upset. I saw she was angry. That's what you should have said. But you did not. Instead, you talked about yourself. You talked about King Richard, who now we know is an abuser, abandoned his first family, wife, and children, and allegedly beat up Miss Orsine, Venus, and Serena's mama. So that's another farce that y'all been clapping and waving your hands to like you're in church. You done sat here and been waving your damn hands for an abuser that they've made a movie out of and gave the title King Richard to another fool who just hit a man who basically is like King Richard. They're both violent. Well, let me tell you something, Willy Wonka. Did you go hit August Alsina for sleeping with your wife? But that's right. You can't hit him because you consented. You said, hey, it's okay. You can sleep with my sugar puss. I don't mind. Just have her back by midnight. Have her back by midnight. We Gucci. August Alsina threw both of you under the bus. See, this is what my daddy told me. Don't never let a man talk about what you did in the bedroom. God rest my daddy's soul. He said it takes 2 to tango. So don't ever let a man disrespect you and talk about what he did with you behind closed doors. Come on with it, Queen. Bring it to them. They might be a little slow in the back room. You publicly talk about whatever went on with you and Jada. We're going to call her Jadakiss. Shut up, Queen. No disrespect to the rap group. The rapper, Jadakiss. No disrespect to y'all. We're going to call her Jadakiss because she like kissing others. Ting! You gave your consent, and when the rumor got out that she was tangled up in the sheets with another man, a younger man at that, you had no choice but to try to correct it. So you two decided to sit at the red table and talk about her entanglement. That really was a nice little word to say you've been screwing another man. Woo, so classy. But you is undignified, Queen. I bet you wouldn't have been sleeping with another man with Tupac. I said it. Shut up, Angelo. If you was dating Tupac, he was still alive, dude, I want to believe that Tupac would give you permission. Oh, hey, you don't do it, but I'm going to do it. This is for my mod, Crystal, who keeps it 100 every time she come on the live. Would Tupac have given you permission to lay down with another man? Hell to the NAW. You sure enough wouldn't have had no hair. I said it. That man probably would have scalped you bald, sure enough. And that's not to say that Tupac was violent, but hey, See, you told the world that you all got issues. Now, some of you want to rock like that. That's your business. Let me make that clear to some of you. Because I had some goofy chick commenting on my comment box. They can do whatever they want to do. It's their business. Well, heifer, I don't give a damn about Willy Wonka and Jadakiss sleeping around with different people. Menage a trois, quattro. I don't care. But when it gets in the street, and people talk about it, you can't get mad that folks is talking about you in the Inquirer, The Sun, Entertainment Tonight, YouTube, Pookie View, or any damn where else. That's your dumb ass out there sleeping with folks, and now they kissing and telling. That's why, like my daddy said, you got to be careful who you kissing. Ting! Because you don't know people. I keep trying to tell you grown folks. Everybody ain't your friend. So you sit up here laying down with a young man, hell yeah, he gonna talk. Everybody know you got to be careful as a woman sleeping with a younger man, especially if he's immature. You slept with a 20-something-year-old man, hell yeah, he was gonna talk. He was enamored, but he wasn't enamored enough to keep his wagging mouth closed. Shut up, Angela. I said that. They told all your business. He gave us permission. But I do believe Willy Wonka said, no, I did not. I did not give you my consent to sleep with my Jadakiss. And all she want to do is sit at the table and tap her damn fingernails on the table talking about something. Well, yes, it was an entanglement. And he looking across the table saying, entanglement, you mean relationship? Yes, it was a relationship. Hell, I thought he was a district attorney and she was a damn defendant. I'm confused. What's that old saying? Don't kiss and tell. Well, people do kiss and tell. They kiss and tell, and they tell the position you was in, what color drawers you had on, what color hair you had. Bye, Felicia. That's why you got to be careful who you lay with. And I watched a documentary many years ago where a Caucasian woman did a menage a trois with her Caucasian husband and another Caucasian woman. I think you know where I'm going to take that story. He started sleeping with the other side piece without the wife because that's expected. Because you're basically giving your husband or wife the consent to have an affair. You think they just going to always meet up in the bedroom. It's going to be just the three of you. No, Sugarfoot. It ain't going to be just the three of you. Somebody going to meet somebody down at the 7-Eleven, the Walmart parking lot and say, hey, I'll follow you home. What's up? You was a fool to give somebody permission to sleep in the bed with another person, or all three of you get in the bed together, or all four of you get in the bed together. However many damn numbers you want to put in there. You cannot cry and moan later when you find out they've been talking, licking, kissing, meeting up. You gave permission. You do a menage a trois, you gave your spouse permission to go sleep around. Big facts. bingo card. And what you basically telling your spouse, your mate, your lover, whoever it is, you ain't good enough to please just him or her. But that is your business. But don't cry about it later when one of the walkie-talkies decide to tell your business in the street. No apology to Chris Rock during that acceptance speech where you cried like a baby, Wilhelmina. You gave commentary of what King Richard said. King Richard really ain't nobody that you should be repeating now that we know that he likes to beat up women. I said it. So really, what type of father was he to Venus and Serena? We also hear that one of them was cackling behind the curtain when Chris Rock was hit. Now, Serena, I liked you, but I'm going to go here directly to you. You know better. You should know better. Because you, one, are a woman, two, you're a mother, and you also are a wife. And you would feel real funny if that white man decided to open his hand and pop you in your mouth and somebody pop your girl child. Come on, Queen, bring it to him. You would feel some type of way if somebody popped your sister in the mouth, and you should definitely feel some type of way if somebody popped your damn mama in the mouth. And now we find out that your daddy was an abuser to your mama and his first wife and left the first wife with 5 kids, allegedly. So King Richard is not a king. So basically the story that was sold to you all in the movie theater is a lie and a farce. He is by no means a king because he abandoned his family, number one. And like I said in my last slide, how do you think those children felt to be abandoned by their father? He goes on to meet another woman and bear children and then produces great tennis champions. That's an utter slap in the face to see a man rallying for his 2 children who are now great athletes. And you don't even have a relationship with your daddy. Very, very sick information. And then Wilhelmina got the nerve to sit up and talk about, oh, I'm that crazy daddy like King Richard. Yeah, you ignorant is what you are, Wilhelmina. You're ignorant. Commentary in this live I played, one man spoke of the Academy having its own issues to deal with. Like what? They need to reprimand Will Smith because what he did was wrong. He hit a grown man in a live feed for the world to see. There has to be repercussions because if you do not give any repercussions, you are sending the world a message, attendees, voters, members, that you could come up in this playhouse and do whatever you want to do. And we won't do nothing to you. It cannot be accepted because people are going there to have a good time, to mingle with their peers. It is to be a safe zone. So where was security? Why didn't you all escort Wilhelmina out of the building? It doesn't matter that he would not leave. Then that means you telling the world that you don't have adequate security and you are living in one of the richest states in the union. You're in a mega $1 million facility and you can't make Will Smith exit the building. Did I hear that correctly? So that's a poor ass excuse from the Academy. Because you are a rich conglomerate, you should have been able to get him out of the building. So that's bullshit. The first excuse you had on Monday was you couldn't get all the people together in time to meet. But it was 40 minutes later when Wilhelmina won his damn Best Oscar Award, Best Actor Award. So that's bullshit. You all could have sent a text to the voting members to say, we have an emergency meeting. We need to decide what to do with Wilhelmina. Now here it is, Wednesday. You're making up excuses talking about we asked him to leave and he wouldn't go. Well, let's see what Wilhelmina gonna say. But you know the one that's got the most sense out the group? That's Chris Rock, whether you like him or not. He's kept quiet. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Keep his mouth closed. Keep you wondering. I'ma sit and simmer. I'ma let the pot just boil a little bit. Let him worry about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. See, Chris got game. See, In the end, he may not make as much as Will Smith, or in the end, it don't even matter. But to me, money. He done made his money with the sold out seats. And he keep on moving, and he ain't said a word. That's how you handle adversity. You don't feed the flames. And sometimes it's hard not to say anything. You want to say something so bad, but you don't. You just say, you know what? I'm going to be quiet. Satan had already had enough fun, and I ain't going to give him what he wants. Chris Rock is in the cut, being real still. What he going to do is show you what he made of at that comedy show tonight in Boston, Massachusetts. Amen. We'll get wind of what was said, and I'm sure he's going to tear Will Smith ass down. If he don't, that shows you he's even a bigger man. Amen. Another person in this commentary I played said that he should either get probation or anger management classes, and or the both. Probation from what, sir? They've already told you that these people don't have any provisions to do anything to Will Smith, the voting members, the board. And as far as him getting anger management, the only way this would happen for probation and anger management is if the Academy files charges against him, formal charges with the LA Sheriff's Department, Police Department, and or Chris Rock decides to file charges for the assault. That is the only way probation and or anger management classes can come into play if a judge decides to render that to Willy Wonka. And let's just say that happened that way. That's all the hell he would get. Court costs, restitution, probation, and anger management classes, which means not a damn thing. Because he showed he's goofy and ignorant. And my take on Sunday night's events is that Will Smith saw that Jada was angry, and he got up there and hit that man in the face because he laughed at the joke on camera, caught laughing, tail between his legs, and realized Jada wasn't on board with the joke. So he decided to go up there and show the world, beat his chest like a fucking gorilla. I'm king. I'm number one. I'm important. But no, you're not. Because basically you played a fake role in a movie of a liar, an abuser, alleged abuser, who abused his family, neglected his family. Not even talking to the daughter who brought the information that she and her siblings were left behind with their mother, with Mr. King Richard Williams. And then you show out the same night that you are honored with this prestigious award. And in that award speech, you give commentary of Mr. Richard behaving like him, crying, but yet never acknowledging what you did to Chris Rock was wrong, apologizing to him in front of the public, and never did you mention your wife in your commentary, her ailing issues with alopecia, how she's been feeling with the alopecia, apologizing to these people that you overshadowed their wins that night. You clout chased. You're a clout chaser. All you talked about was Will Smith. You hit a man in public, accepted a speech, gave an acceptance speech 40 minutes later, talked about a man who now is believed to be an abuser, a storyline that was fudged, 30 years of the life man removed from the storyline, and all you did was talk about yourself when you should have talked about your wife and apologized to Chris Rock. That's my commentary. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to what the Academy is going to do. Commentary from Wanda Sykes, Chris Rock's brother Tony. What will happen? The black community, they're now at odds, arguing with each other about what he did was right, wrong. Is this a black man's issue? What's the issue? Because imagine had they threw down up in there like I told some goofy person last night. You want two black men to be fighting on the stage? How would that look? If they were white, I'd say the same thing. How the hell would it look, two men up there fighting because of a joke? Some of you think the joke was wrong. Some of you think the joke was nothing. We're entitled to our opinion. But by no means do you have the right to go and hit somebody in the face because they tell raunchy jokes all the time in comedy shows, award shows. And let me tell you, if that's offended you, that joke about her looking like G.I. Jane, you obviously don't watch enough comedy. Because I've heard stuff that would make a grown man cry. The jokes I've heard over the years. And yes, he has, allegedly, they said, denied knowing the woman had alopecia. As I told my mom, Crystal, today, men don't keep up with the news. Men don't keep up with the stories. Men don't care about women issues and walk around worrying about what a woman got going on and what another movie star got going on. I don't believe that when he went into that auditorium, he said to himself, I'm going to crack jokes about Jada Smith having alopecia. I'm going to get her tonight. I'm mad at her. I'm going to talk about her. I don't think that was his intention. And as far as the gay joke or insinuation to G.I. Jane, women being homosexuals, I don't know anything about that and don't care. Because many women have shaved their heads short for various reasons, whether it be they have cancer, they want to have a short look, they want to look masculine. That is their choice. Because in the end, everything's about perception and what a person thinks of another person. And it is man and woman who gives the ideologies pertaining to makeup, hairstyles, clothing, what is feminine, what is masculine. It is what it is. You're entitled to your interpretation. And that's the bottom damn line. But one thing I will say, people can show out no matter what their race is. People can fuss and fight no matter the race. And I would have the same opinion if it was two white men up there on that stage. I still would say the two white men, the white man that hit another white man, out of line. If it was a Mexican that hit another Mexican, I'd say the same. If it was a Jew, Arab, Muslim, I'd say the same. This is not about race. The only thing that's bad about the race that is that it was two black men, and we already have enough stereotypes against African-American people in this country. And they fed into that. Well, Willy Wonka fed into that, excuse me. You gave racist people a reason to talk more junk about black folks. You can't take them nowhere. They don't know how to act. And it's just disrespectful. Disrespectful to yourself, your wife, family, the academy, the attendees, the presenters, the winners, the audience. It's just downright disrespectful. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to join the panel, I will put the link back into the chat so you can hit the link to give me your opinion pertaining to the said information that I've revealed in this live. Thank you so much for joining me. You're welcome, Mariam. Somebody says it seems convenient the Academy waited this long to see what were on Chris Rock's side, and all their actions during the event were on Will's side, including standing ovation. Well, and that's another thing. The commentary that I played you shows him smiling and gaping with his award, throwing the award up in his hand, just sickening. You just hit a man and you're sitting here posing and smiling with an Oscar. It's very disturbing. And yes, Jada Pinkett had her hair short many years in her 20s. So that's why I never thought anything about it when her head was shaved. I don't get into all that, worrying about somebody shaving their hair off.
Hi. I just wanted to say that you are.
Slow down. Wait. Slow down. Where are you calling from, Justin?
I'm calling from Abbotsford, BC, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, and oh, darn it. I get. Okay. Just had to sort of sometimes unplug and replug. But I just want to let you know I'm totally white, but I have loved freaking Will Smith since Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. My brother is in love with him. Went and saw him in many concerts. Absolutely love him. And our family loves Will Smith like no one's business. And we think he was robbed many, many times of getting his accolades. And for him to do something so crazy, and I think he really did do it, it was crazy. Because our family has been in love with Will Smith as long as my brother has been.
Listen, calm down. What are you trying to say? You agree with what he did?
No, I don't agree with what he did. I just think what your stance on is right. No matter what kind of skin he has, anybody that hits somebody does not deserve to get their award right afterwards.
Because you laid it out thick that you really like him. So basically what you're saying is you're disappointed with what he did.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, he's been such a family favorite.
But he's an actor. Listen, sweetheart. He's an actor. See, this is what people don't understand. He is. That's all he is an actor.
I know, but then he preaches like, he was a positive influence on kids, and he was a positive influence on my brother. Like, my brother became, a better person because of Will Smith and his positivity. And he was turning down a bad road, and then my mom got him interested into Will Smith, and then he was he was going down the wrong road. Let's just say it that way. And then with his positivities and all that sort of good stuff, he really helped my bro. And for, we're just baffled by that. Like, he would go out. And the thing is, like, we love Chris Rock in our family too. We love comedy, and we love Will with Chris Rock. And it's such a crazy two powerhouses taking it on, it's awful. In that arena, that was definitely, I'll take it after school kind of arena. It wasn't he didn't handle himself very well.
Well, what do you think should happen to him, ma'am? Take away the Oscar?
I think they should take his Oscar away, and I hate to say it because I love him with a passion, but we are such Oscar fans in our family. I think he should get his Oscar taken away because he took it in that arena, and it's sad because we all wanted him to win one. It's sad all around. It's sad all around.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, you have a great day. And where are you guys from?
Where am I from?
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking.
I live here in East Tennessee.
You live in Tennessee? Hey, that's don't tell me any. That is the what is it? Country Awards Hall of Fame, right?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. So you're not in Nashville, Tennessee. You're just in Tennessee.
Not in Nashville, Tennessee, but the Hall of Fame is in Nashville, Tennessee.
So you're So you're not in Nashville, Tennessee. You're in Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's so cool. Now you know somebody in BC and from Abbotsford, BC.
Yes, I've been to Canada before.
You have?
Yes,
Where, if you don't mind me asking?
Toronto.
Really? I lived in Toronto.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to go. You guys have a great discussion, but I want you to know that a lot of people love Will Smith no matter what.
Well, I don't really care that you love him no matter what. How about that? I don't put my faith in man. Because the scripture tells you, if you believe in the Bible, little girl, you will surely be disappointed. Crackpot, Jesus Christ. Woo! 225 viewing. Hit the link if you want to join the panel to give me your opinion pertaining to the Academy. We'll make a decision about Will Smith on April 18th. He has an opportunity to respond by letter to refute the allegations. Wanda Sykes has spoken. Tony Rock has spoken, the brother of Chris Rock. Hit the link. And ain't nobody worried about that. That's why she jumped off the link quick to tell me they love him. I don't really care about nobody loving Will Smith. And that means nothing to me. Not absolutely nothing. You're entitled to your opinion, honey. Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion, honey. So let her have that moment. What she should say is, I like Will Smith. Or the people I talk to, some of them like Will Smith. Everybody don't like Will Smith. You can't say that. Everybody likes him. Because you only speak for yourself. Yes, Pecan, that's true. Comedians shouldn't have to worry. And that's another thing. What about other comedians? Now they have to live in fear that one day somebody will walk up there, knock them down, shoot them, beat them up. And that's a true statement. Because you have wacko people walking around who will get angry when the joke is not even about them. It could just be a generalized joke. It could be a joke about Republicans or Democrats or gay people or fat people or little people, white people, Hispanic people. And somebody just gets mad and decides they want to get up and charge the damn stage. That's the point too. A very relevant point. Where do you draw the line? 1 minute it's, oh, I'm defending my wife. Then somebody's mad because you're talking about a Mexican eating a taco, or, hey, they like to drink Coronas all the damn time. You see where I'm going with that? Assumptions. Stereotypes. Doesn't mean it's true. But you're going to get mad, storm the gate. Hit the link if you have something you want to say to the Queen, to the general public pertaining to Will Smith. The fact that Chris Rock hasn't spoken. What's up with that? Why has Chris Rock not spoken? Very interesting. Woo, Painted Pony, calm down now. Calm down. You all calm down. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Singletary. Thank you so much for the donation, baby. God bless you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what Chris Rock has to say in his commentary this evening and the next couple of days on his tour. I'm hoping that they will play some of that to the general public after he's performed. But in the meanwhile, I do not believe these two have made up. I think Puff Diddy, he should have stayed out of the way, saying that they're going to make up. They made up. He had no business intervening and saying anything because I do not believe the two have made up. Chris Rock hasn't spoken publicly. And I haven't heard that Will Smith called the man directly on the phone to have a chit chat with him, a public apology to his ear. That's what needs to happen. And the fact that Chris Rock hasn't spoken, that should tell you something. So that's my opinion. He's playing it like a true champ. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let them wonder what's going on. Well, I don't know if he's blaming himself because he hasn't spoken, so I can't say how he's feeling. I'm sure he's, stunned that this happened to him because he's performed for many years publicly, and I'm sure he was not expecting for somebody to storm the stage and put their hands on him. If you'd like to give your opinion, feel free to join us on the panel. Thank you for joining me. Somebody says he should sue the Academy. Well, do you all think he should sue? Honey, they're all weird. I'm going to read you somebody who's commented on my channel pertaining to a post I put up tonight pertaining to Chris. This is from Angela James. She posted this to my community board. I'm personally not a fan of Chris Rock at all, although he is very talented. I actually grew up as a big fan of Will Smith. I'm so disappointed in Will. He had no right to put his hands on Chris. I'm outraged at the victim blaming and support for Will. It's not only women and men that are discriminated against during domestic violence, but also in instances like this and others. Our society has justified bad behavior for so long. Look where it's gotten us. Criminals and abusers are given a platform to speak and prey on others, and the people fighting for justice are torn down to shreds. Very valid point. Thank you, Angela James, for making that comment on my community post, because that's the whole point of the Academy offering up ramifications for Willy Wonka. If you don't offer any ramifications that are serious and stiff, somebody else will do the same at the next event. Somebody will go to another event. The Grammys are this Sunday. Stay woke. You don't set a precedent to do something. Somebody else will say, well, they did it over here. I'll do this over here. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to escort me out. Nobody's going to put their hands on me. Nobody's going to do nothing to me. I am God. I can do what I want, say what I want. And as your mama taught you growing up, if your mama taught you anything, that words are cheap. Sticks and stones. People talk. People gossip. People make up stuff. People lie. People insinuate. But you can't go around hitting people on words, because people talk a lot of junk every day. The news, people with TV shows, YouTube's all the same, articles in the newspaper. People are entitled to their opinion. And this is a comedy situation. That is the purpose of his job, is to give humor. You don't have to like it. You don't have to think it's funny. But to go up and put your hands on him, it's just out of line. Well, he wasn't joking about somebody's health. He didn't say anything about her alopecia. So that's not true. And you don't have any proof that he knew that she had alopecia. And it has been said that he didn't know. Men don't keep up with people's personal health problems. It's not like she said, I have cancer. Men just don't pay attention to those types of things. Women's hair. Pineapple says strip the award. It means nothing after despicable behavior. I agree. Take it. Yes, I heard Donald Trump was brought into it, but that's somebody's opinion. I didn't talk about Trump. I don't care anything about Donald Trump. So that's somebody else's opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But you don't put your hands on people. Because there's a lot of times when we all could pop off and grab somebody by the face, hair, beat them down. But we don't. Well, that's my said commentary pertaining to Willy Wonka, Smith, and Chris Rock. I don't believe they've made up. Chris Rock has not spoken publicly about the event that took place on Sunday. He is now in Boston, Massachusetts, performing at a comedy show. Sold out. Tickets now ranging at $1,000. $163 viewing. Thank you all for joining me and patronizing the show today. I really appreciate it. Your support. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during this live. I've brought you commentary with a source pertaining to each individual story. Most of this commentary is posted to my community board if you need verification. If you'd like to join us on the panel to give your opinion, the StreamYard is in the chat. So feel free to scroll up if you would like to come up on the panel to give your opinion about this mess that has transpired. Shelley, I don't think that he knew that she had alopecia. As I said, men don't focus on things such as hair and hair issues. I just don't think he would be focusing on that. Thank you, CR. Thank you so much, sweetheart. No, it's not acceptable. It is not. Very windy here in the high 10. I thought it was raining outside. So gusty. I thought, wow, tornado weather. What we don't need. But I'm near the mountains, so it's very hard to get tornadoes to touch down here. Oh, thank you so much. If you'd like to join us, I've put the StreamYard into the chat. If you'd like to give your opinion pertaining to what transpired on Sunday, different commentary from different people pertaining to this being a G.I. Jane joke being related to homosexuality. I don't know anything about that. That's something that's coming from Tiffany Haddish. I don't know anything about that. I never heard that back in the 90s. Shaving your head has something to do with being gay or whatever. I don't know anything about that, and I don't dwell on stuff like that. I'm going all the way back in the book on some old BS. It's 2022. Who the hell's dwelling on something from the 90s? Come on, give me a break. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to Chris Rock and Willie Wonka Smith, crybaby Wilhelmina. What's going to happen to him April 18th when the board decides to take a vote? Will they vote to keep him in? As a participant, he can still come to the ceremonies. Will they fine him? Will they take away the Oscar? Hit the link to give your opinion. Yes. Haddish is very classless, telling nasty jokes to Jada Pinkett, sexual jokes of what she should do to him, and then talking about, well, it ain't none of my business. I ain't got nothing to say. Well, you was giving that woman advice on what to do to her man. That was none of your business, but you spoke on that. She's a trip. It was just plain wrong of Will. All the other stuff people are digging up is just so much noise. Well, this is what people do. See? Can of worms. You went up there and hit a man. So people start talking. So the daughter came out, Sabrina, the eldest child, I believe, of Mr. Williams, saying that he abandoned the family. So you see, this is what happens when you do crass stuff. It opens Pandora's box for other things to come out, other allegations, other truths, half-truths, whatever, however you want to word it. That's exactly what happens when you go into the belly of the beast. I tell people that all the time. You could be talking about one subject matter. Something jumps off with the one subject matter. You're now talking about something else that allegedly happened that nobody was really talking about until subject A happened. So that's what's happening now. Mr. Williams' daughters come out to say he was a bad father, abandoned them. Then he went on to marry Aura Singh, Venus and Serena's mother. Then allegations come out about him beating her back in 1999. I put a correction on my channel about that. 1999 allegations of her ribs being cracked. They divorced in 2002. She lets the world know she doesn't ski. But he said it happened with a jet ski accident. So she's letting you know, I don't ski. So in a polite way, she's letting you know he's the one that beat her. He's the one that cracked her ribs. Kinsley Masters, take it away.
Well, my opinion is he had no right to hit anybody. You have no right to lay your hands on anybody, period. Doesn't matter who you are. I personally feel that he should never be invited again. He should have his award stripped of him. And why not just take away all his acting gigs?
Well, we'll see what happens. We will see if it goes farther than just the Academy. That's another good question. Will producers, writers now not cast Willy Wonka in upcoming movies?
He just made a complete, ASS out of himself. I mean, I really don't think Chris Rock knew her condition by no means. If the Academy thought that, Chris Rock was going to be any sort of
let me address Lucille. Lucille, this is a hot topic that's trending right now in America. I talk about hot topics. I talk about breaking news. This is what I do. I talk about breaking news. This is what I do. It doesn't matter if it's Will Smith, if it's true crime. This is what I do up here. I talk about breaking news. This is what I do. I bring commentary pertaining to the news. And once again, if somebody cared about their livelihood, they wouldn't have been up there smacking somebody in the first place. You wouldn't be up here doing the things you're doing to make the news. And I've always said that about the news. You don't want to be in the news, stay out of the news. That has nothing to do with Angela. I live in Tennessee. I don't live in Hollywood. So what you did in Hollywood, that's on you. What you did in Rogersville, New York, Cal City, it's all the same. That has nothing to do with Angela. This is what I do for a living. I talk about the stupid stuff that other people do. I talk about other stuff that people do. Whether you like it, don't like it, this is who I am. This is what I do up here. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think the Academy thought, Chris Rock was going to cause any harm. You know what I mean? Like he's hosted all kinds of stuff. He's never had somebody get up and hit him.
And that's a valid point what you're saying now. If this man has never been hit in the face by spitting a joke, why today in 2022 somebody's hitting him in the face?
And that just goes to show you, I mean, Will has no, he's not.
I think he did it for clout. I think he did it for clout.
I think he did too. I believe that. Because there was no reason just to get up. Did you see when he turned around to head back to his seat? He kind of had that smirk and he tugged at his belt a little bit like, yeah, look at me, look what I just did. Type of smirk he gave the camera.
Well, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think the Academy will vote him out? No more appearances. Banned from the Academy. If he's a voting member, he's stripped of his voting rights because, he is an influential person. So he might be one of the 9,000 members that they have. What do you think? If he's a voting member, they strip him of his membership. He cannot ever come back to the Academy and also take the Oscar. Kinsley? She fell off.
Yep. Shoot. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that they are going to have to do something. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're
okay. Somebody in the chat says that the Academy should press charges. Let's talk about that.
I think that's a good idea. They have to prove a
that's
point.
That's a very valid point. Thank you for mentioning that.
At some point of all of this, do you think any other, host or presenter or what have you is going to feel safe now? They're going to worry about X, Y, and Z getting up out of their seat and slap boxing them or co-cocking them?
Mm-hmm.
That shit's uncalled for.
So you think the Academy should press charges against him because that was private property where he did that?
I think so, and especially if he was truly asked to leave and he did not, most definitely.
All right. Somebody in the chat says Chris should sue the Academy. I don't see him doing that because
I don't see him doing that either.
Yeah,
that man took.
Let's keep it real. He's got a job for life.
Yeah. Well, he took that. Like
he is not going to mess up that job. No, never. Because you already know once he sues, that would never invite him back. So
no,
I don't see him ever suing the Academy. No,
he doesn't even seem like, I don't know him, but just his on television persona. He doesn't seem like that type of person. He took that like a champ.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he gave or gained more, probably, more respect from people that did not like him just by the simple fact of how he handled it. He didn't even say an ill word after it happened.
Right.
And he was just kind of like, what happened? Like, what the hell? Shocked. But the Academy's going to have to do something. They're going to have to make an example. And
yes, and as it should be, because if you don't do anything, you're telling people that you could come in here and do whatever you want, and there are no repercussions.
Exactly.
You can't send that message to grown people. We're not talking about children. This is not a child's play or recital. A third grade recital where somebody got their feelings hurt and decided to punch another kid. We're talking about people who are 50 plus years old hitting one another. It's unacceptable.
No, and what about all those people in the audience or other, actors or, people that are just there spectating or camera crew? How do you know they don't feel safe now?
Yeah, it's disrespectful because that's not what the people signed up for.
No.
And the thing that's really bothersome to me is the fact that you overshadowed the other presenters and people who won. Other people are now focused on that bullshit you pulled when there are other people there to receive an award as well. People there to listen to the commentary. You messed up an entirely good night for nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
He wanted to make it all about him. That man don't have a mean bone in his body to talk about that woman's bald head. The rest of us aren't out here talking about her bald head. Do you think we pay 2 minds to, her bald head? Nowadays, nobody cares. You can have a bald head. You can have purple hair, green hair, blue hair. You could be white, black, blue, green, or purple yourself. You can be gay, straight, transgender, bisexual. Ain't nobody care anymore. You know what I mean? That's not stuff people dwell on. Yes, do you have those folks that do? Yes. But the majority of people don't dwell on that stuff on a daily basis. If that man knew she had that condition, I highly doubt he would have tainted his career to talk bad about her medical issue.
Yeah.
Period.
Somebody in the chat says that's what comedians do. They make fun of people.
Exactly. I went to one of his shows a couple years ago. Last time he was out here where I'm at, and he just ragged on people from the audience like it was nothing, and everyone took
because
it like
that's what they do.
Yes,
they always talk about you, the first rows of people.
Yes,
in the audience. It doesn't matter if you are a well-known comedian or you're just starting out or you're local. they always talk about the people in the audience.
Always.
It has
Everyone
been
just
done-
kind of laughs.
It has been done since Richard Pryor was on stage. And we're talking about 40, 50 years ago.
It's just something they do. It's no ill will behind them. He should be ashamed of himself.
Somebody
period.
says she acting like she has stage 4 cancer. Very true. It's not like she gave a diagnosis and you can prove he knew she had cancer. Because from my understanding, she doesn't even know what's going on with her hair. And as I told you, men don't pay attention to things that women pay attention to. So I don't think he's sitting around wondering about Jada Pinkett's hair.
You know, my mom has it. My mom has it. She's had it for about 5 years. And she goes and she has, I want to think, say it's steroid shots. I could be wrong. But, you know, she'll get good sized bald patches in her hair. And like I said, she's had it for about 5 years. And my dad forgets she has it. You know, she could walk around with the bald patch on the side of her head. And he'll ask her, you know, what the heck is, you know, on your head? And she'll have to remind him because he don't pay no mind to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You know, and then the hair grows
That's
back.
what I'm
and-
saying is that men don't focus like women. Women, we
No.
are meticulous beings. We're petty
We're vain.
beings. We
We're
keep
vain.
count. Men,
Yes.
a lot of men don't work like that.
No, they don't pay no mind.
They don't
to
pay
that.
attention to something you said 20 minutes ago. Because they're just, a lot of men aren't built like that.
Men don't recall anything. And a prime example, I was driving down the road with my husband today,
Uh-huh.
and I said to him something about a debit card, the debit card. Oh, I said, the bank called me and left me a voicemail. And he says to me, what bank?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, what bank? He said, well, I didn't know you had your own bank account. I said, what are you talking about? The account that I co-signed for my 16-year-old, but he didn't even remember it, and it has been that way for years. For years, he's known all about it.
Mhm.
Never. He has a debit card to that account as well as I do and my son, and he didn't remember that. And we just talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
You know, they pay no mind. They pay no mind unless it's something that they absolutely have to remember.
Right. Somebody had a comment I wanted to mention. Let's see.
Hello.
Let's see. Can't find what they were saying. There was somebody's comment I wanted to mention. Well, Gerald has a good point. His actions brought more attention to her baldness. True. Somebody made a comment about Will being unbalanced. Do you think he's unbalanced?
He could be. I read something today. Somebody said, well, it's very possible he's going through something. I don't care what you're going through. That doesn't give you right to get up and co-cock somebody.
Okay.
He bitch slapped another man. Of all things in this world.
Oh, yeah.
He degraded him by slapping him.
This is by Pecan Pie. I feel like this isn't Will's first time getting aggressive and abusive. Maybe his mask is dropping. What do you think about that comment?
That's possible.
That's the one I was looking for.
It's possible. Was he drunk? Did he have too much to drink? Can he not hold his liquor?
I think it was her facial expressions is what got to this. That's what I think.
I think so. How she rolled her eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Right when I seen that, I wanted to poke him with my 2 fingers. I've never really cared for her. She's never been You know, one of my
Mhm.
faves, by no means. You know, they live in the public eye. Everything they do is for public scrutiny. It's what comes with the profession. If you don't want people talking about, you know,
Yeah.
your marriage or
Yeah.
your children or your
Yes.
this or your that, then don't put it
Yes.
in, don't put it
Well,
out for us to see.
Devontae Johnson has a good point. Will did what he did based off pure emotion and trying to so-called defend his manhood based of his wife's reaction to the joke. And I believe that's what he did. It was clout chasing because his acceptance speech showed it was more about him than the actual issue of her having alopecia. You can't say in one hand say you could talk about me, make fun of me, but not my wife. But then when you accept her speech, you're crying and you say nothing about her medical condition, what she's been going through. That would have been the opportunity to talk about your wife. So Willy Wonka, why didn't you talk about Jada's condition during your acceptance speech? To me, that seems like the appropriate time to talk about what she's going through. You know,
that would have
go to the doctor trying to figure out what's wrong and why her hair is falling out.
That would have been the opportunity for him to say, you know, Chris, while you're up here, you know, belittling my wife, she does have, you know, alopecia and blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
And thank you to all the people that voted for me, and then just ended it, called it a day. That's it.
Yes, Pecan, yes. Samuel L. Jackson won an award presented by Denzel Washington, but it was cut. I'd like to know why they cut that. That's a very interesting point. Why did they cut that part of the show?
I don't know. I didn't know they did, but that's strange.
Somebody said she's been bald for a long time. Why react now? Well, she wore short hair up in the 2000s. Remember she did Scream 3?
Yep.
Or was it Scream 2? Scream 2 or Scream 3? So her hair was very short, cropped there, probably not even an inch off her scalp then. So my thing was, like I said, I don't pay attention to Jada. I don't pay attention to a lot of things that go on in Hollywood. I'm more of an HGTV kind of girl. I don't do the star things anymore where I really pay attention to what they're doing. So I've had no commentary about her hair before the awards. Well, Jerry,
I just wanted to hop up real quick.
People going to be talking about him because he hit a man in public. That's why they're getting attention. It's your choice to talk about it or not talk about it. I'm a commentary channel, so that's what I do. I talk about what happens in the news.
He shouldn't have hit him if he didn't want us to talk about him.
That's the whole point of why I keep telling people. When people get, attitudes about what we should and shouldn't talk about, my thing is, if you don't want anybody talking about you, don't do anything for anybody to know what you did.
Stop killing people.
It doesn't matter if I talk about it, somebody else talks about it, it's going to be mentioned. Now, at some point, yeah, it's going to get old news. People are going to get tired of talking about it. But for right now, you're only a few days into the actual
event.
You're only 3 days in. You don't think it's just going to go away in 3 days?
No, it ain't going to go away until after, they commence and they decide what they're going to do. People want to see him be reprimanded or punished or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, Sean, who is this? Susan? Well, it's not really cheating if I give you consent to have an affair. If you have an open relationship, it's no such thing as cheating. If two people have made an agreement that either party can see another person, then it's not cheating.
Well, Queen, I'm going to hop down. I'm going to finish my laundry. I just wanted to jump up real quick.
Where I need to be myself. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much for your commentary. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm an hour and 39 minutes in. If you'd like to join the panel to give your opinion, feel free to scroll up to the HTTPS StreamYard link and hit the link to give your commentary. If not, I'll probably check out of here. That's basically all I have to say about what is happening in Hollywood right now pertaining to this fiasco, a very blatant disrespect of a man hitting another man, no matter the race. It's very disrespectful. But due to the fact that these were African-American people, it's very disrespectful considering the stereotypes that have been put against African-American people for being violent, thugs. You gave precedence to that when you hit another black man on live feed. That's how I feel about that situation. Well, like I said, to each his own. If that's what they like to do, that is their business. But my thing is, don't cry and moan about people talking about who did what, who came forward to tell what this one was doing, because you signed up for that. If you willingly signed up for your partner to be with another person, you can't get mad when the outside party has decided to speak or talk or spill the beans. That comes along with doing certain things. It's just the way it is. Somebody's going to talk. Somebody's going to have something to say. I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. Well, he's not going to take it out on that person, obviously. He's had ample enough time to chase Mr. Alcina around last year when all that dirty business got out. I don't know if he ever found the man to approach him, but the man did talk about the personal business between all participants, and it was disgraceful for an outside man to be talking about a woman he's been sleeping with, and she's a married woman. But that's the point. If that's how they rock, that's their business. But deep down inside, one can't get angry when the other party decides they want to speak and tell the goods. That's what you should think about before having that type of an agreement. Okay, somebody in the chat says, Chris says one day he will speak. Okay. Well, we'll see if Chris gets an Oscar. We will see. Thank you all so much for joining me and following the content. If you need to verify any said information in this live, please refer to the beginning of this video where I give a source of all said information. Most of the information is on my community board, the said videos, and I also give a source to all articles that I have read in this commentary. Thank you so much for joining me. But see, another thing that has been mentioned pertaining to this degrading of a black man on public TV, if that was somebody else up there besides Chris Rock, is this also an issue of he didn't think Chris Rock would hit him back? Because if you go to hit somebody, you'd have to assume, one, that they would not hit you back or they would fight you. So let's talk about that. Why did he choose that man to hit? Because people have been talking about people in general, him, their relationship, blah, 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 over the years, let's say, because people are going to talk about anything. So he had to have thought to himself that Chris Rock wouldn't hit him back, because who wants to fight on a national stage during an awards ceremony? Let's talk about that before I check out of here. Why did he hit Chris Rock? Because when I sit here and think about it, besides him assuming that his wife was disrespected, you hit a man and you just assume what? That he would not hit you back. You had to assume, as I said, one of the two. He would hit me back, we'd be fighting here, or he won't hit me back. Let's chop that up. If you have something you like to say, you can hit the link to give your public opinion. You don't have to continue to chat in the chat. I have a link. Feel free to hit it. But that is something that I have not touched on in the past 2 lives I've done pertaining to this subject matter. He hit a man. He had to have known that the man could possibly hit him back. So did he hit a man that he thought would not hit him back? Yes, I think he should have been escorted out. Yes, nobody walked up to Chris. That's true. Very valid point. See, there's so many points to touch on. Will was comforted by Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington. They show a brief clipping of them consoling this person who exacted violence on a live feed. But true, who was there to console Chris Rock at the time of the hit? Nobody. Nobody ran out to console a man who was just hit in the face on live TV. Nobody escorted Will Smith out of the auditorium immediately. Somebody should have walked over to his seat and told him to get up and get out. You don't need the board's approval for that. And that's on God. Why would you need the board's approval to remove somebody out of a room that just walked on a live stage and hit a host? That makes no sense. Because this has been going on for years. Hosts roasting the general public and the audience. And it was going on before Will Smith and Chris Rock were even born. This entity has been around for almost 100 years. So therefore, do the math. 57, 53 versus 94 years. Hit the link, DJ. If you have something you'd like to say, there's a link in the chat. Scroll up and hit the link. So this is why I said there are so many ways you can weigh this storyline pertaining to the image of the black man, the image of the wars itself, the reference to homosexuality with the G.I. Jane comment. I've heard that from Tiffany Haddish, which was ignorant to me because nobody wants to talk about that BS, old ass ideology of homosexuality and a shaved head. You have gay women who have long hair, wear lipstick, makeup, long dresses, skirts, short skirts. Give it a rest. What should be done with Will Smith? Should the Academy bar him for life, take away the Oscar, fine him, and strip away any voting rights if he is indeed one of the voting members? And exactly who consoled Chris Rock on the stage? Nobody. Did Chris Rock know Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia? I doubt it. It's been said he did not know. Did they make up? I doubt it. Chris Rock has yet to speak. And his actions, Willy Wonka, overshadowed every participating member and the viewing audience, inside and outside. And it took away the glory moment of those who did receive an award. Very disrespectful to all participants at the award show. Well, they didn't boo him. I don't know what the security was. That's why I said this was a farce. It's just bullshit because they're mentioning that, the Academy, that they should have handled this differently. They have to say that because they know they are a party to what happened. You did not have security rush in to aid Chris Rock, which you should have. Security should have been on the stage immediately and also to the seat of Willy Wonka Smith. Wilhelmina Crybaby Smith. Sir, get out of your seat. You cannot sit here, sir. You cannot patronize, sir. You're being removed, sir. And that's when they should have voted immediately after that on getting him out, keeping him out, and also not getting the award. Okay, DJ, hold on 1 second. I'll put it back in, sweetheart. Sorry about that. If you'd like to give your opinion pertaining to the Chris Rock, Willy Wonka scenario that took place at the Oscars on Sunday, please hit the link. Chris Rock is now in Boston, Massachusetts this evening performing. He will be there for 3 nights. Sold out comedy show. Kudos to him. He has not spoken pertaining to this mess, this travesty that took place in front of a viewing audience. His brother has spoken, Chris Rock, but in front of a viewing audience. His brother has spoken, Chris Rock. Turn your feet down. In front of a viewing audience. Turn your feet down. His brother has spoken, Chris Rock. Turn your feet down. In front don't feed into people making stupid comments in the chat. Don't feed into that. That's why they come in the chat. It's to disrupt the chat. Don't feed into it. It's no different than what Will Smith did at the Oscars. So don't feed into it. It's to disrupt the chat. Don't feed into it. It's no different than what Will Smith did. You have to turn your feed down, please. Don't feed into it. It's to disrupt the chat. Don't feed into it. Okay, I give up. Okay, Gerald says, from a publicity standpoint, Chris Rock taking a long time to speak up is good for him financially. Well, financially or not, I think it's just good in general. Let people wonder what's going on. That's what he's doing. VZ says, I think the Academy should press charges. Will won't serve time, but maybe a little house arrest. Take his Oscar. Will wanted to make a statement. Now the Academy needs to make a statement. Yes, and that's the point. He went up there on clout, beating his chest. He laughed at the joke. His wife was not enamored with the joke, and that's when he decided to cross the stage and put his hands on a man. That's just the bottom line, and that's my take on it. Because once you laugh at the joke, that means you're co-signing the joke. So you can't co-sign the joke and then go on the stage and hit a person as if you're defending the wife. If you cared about your wife, her having alopecia, medical problems, you would have never laughed at the joke. You would have jumped up as soon as the joke was spun. Hey, man, don't do that. She's sick, blah, 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 whatever. He did not do that. So he was no way embarrassed for his wife because he laughed at the joke and sat right there in the seat and laughed at the joke. Somebody says he needs to be banned indefinitely. Yes, he should. That's what I think. I think to really come down on him, to show him what they mean business, the Academy, the Board of Governors, however it works, just take the Oscar away. Because how shameful would that be to not only be banned from future ceremonies, but to take the Oscar away and give it to somebody else to show you. You cannot come in my playhouse, disrupt my playhouse, disrespect my playhouse, and then walk away with a golden boy. You have just slapped the board members in the face, those who voted on you, the viewing audience, the participants in the arena. You have said, I am God. I can do what I want when I want and still receive my accolades with ratchet behavior in the same breath at the same time. And that's what Will Smith told the world on Sunday. Hit the link if you have something you'd like to say. I'm almost 2 hours into this live. If you don't have any commentary to bring forward to this network pertaining to the storyline, I'm going to check out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for following the content. Thank you, new subs. Thank you, viewing audience. Those who just decided to tune in, thank you so very kindly for tuning in to Everyday Shenanigans. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you all so much. Kathy says, since he refused to leave afterwards, take his Oscar. Very good point, Kathy. Because now, that's another subject. See, it goes on and on. I can't even get out of here. That's a very valid point. If it is true that he was asked to leave, why didn't you leave, Willy Wonka? Why did you stay? Because you were saying what to yourself? Oh, I'm coming up for Best Actor. Hell no, I'm not leaving. I know there's a chance I can win this award, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay right here. I am God. Perhaps Willy Wonka has a God complex. He wants to show the world, as old black folks would say, you acting like your shit don't stink. Excuse my language. And that's what he said to the viewing audience, to Chris Rock, his wife, the public, the Academy. I have a God complex. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. And I can still sit in the audience after hitting a man on a live feed and still collect my just due. And that's what he did. And to me, that's the utter disrespect. Besides hitting a man in public and then cursing at him, you sat idly by to later receive an Oscar for Best Actor in a major motion picture. And then you smile for the camera thereafter, waving your accolade in front of the face of Chris Rock and the viewing public as if you had done nothing wrong. And beforehand gave an acceptance speech, never acknowledging to Chris Rock directly that you were sorry. Will Smith is a bum. And he made all races look bad on Sunday. And he fed the racists what they wanted. That allegedly we are all violent creatures, African-American people. And we will show out in any given arena, even on live TV. That's what you did, Will Smith. So that fake ass apology you gave to the Academy and the public and crying about King Richard's commentary was bullshit. And a queen knows a bullshitter if she don't know nothing else. I thank you all for joining me and following the content. God bless all of you. Have a safe week. This is Everyday Shenanigans. God bless you. Thank you.